How's it going, everybody? This is Michael here with Chipper LLC Trailers and Equipment, and today we're going to be going over some of our Rima Firewood log splitters. All right, guys, starting off, we got the Rima LS37L log splitter. This machine has the 14 horsepower Kohler engine mounted on the side. You've got slip-on 4-way and 6-way wedges. With these bolts here, you can loosen, tighten them down, changing out the wedges. This machine does not have the wedge lift feature that some of these other models have. So as far as wedge adjustment, you just have to play with these bolts here. You do have a log lift, a 24-inch stroke, and a 9.5 second cycle time on this machine. So this machine's really entry level. It comes in price point wise around $49.95. So still a good machine for the buy. It is an import. The whole Rima line is going to be import. So as far as getting into a log splitter, if you're a homeowner on a budget, this would be a great machine for you to get into, splitting wood to heat the house, that kind of deal. If you need to go more commercial, we'll go down the line and I'll kind of explain some of the differences on the other machines. All right, guys, jumping into the Rima LS37HD here. This is a 37-ton splitter as well. So is the LS37L and the LS37 Pro. This one's going to be heavier duty built than the LS37L, so you've got a bigger frame. You've got a bigger push block here with grip on it. And you've got a heavier duty log lift with teeth on here to help grip those logs coming up on the log lift. So on this machine, you're at about a $69.95 price point, so $2,000 more than your 37L. This one's built just overall a lot heavier duty. You've got hydraulic wedge adjustment on here with a 4 and a 6-way. So you still get the same kind of wedges as the 37L, but they're heavier duty. You've got that wedge adjustment, so you're not taking a lot of time changing out the wedges or your height. On this machine, you still get the 14 horsepower Kohler, 9.5 second cycle time. You've got the 24-inch stroke. You've got your 5-inch cylinder with a 3-inch rod. So on this one, you've got a lot of the same specs, but overall it's a lot heavier duty and you've got that wedge adjustment. Now, another thing I want to point out, different than the 37L, is going to be your hitch right here. So this one sits a lot lower than the 37L. Your 37L, your hitch is about up here, right under the log table, and then your stabilization is pushed further back towards the middle, being it doesn't have that hydraulic wedge adjustment. So on this one, they've actually put a jack here for you to be able to raise and lower off your truck, versus the 37L does not. So on this one, ease of use, heavier duty, still homeowner, still somewhat entry level in the Rima line, but overall a heavier duty, longer lifespan splitter than the 37L and jumping up in price. Now, jumping over here to the Rima LS37 Pro, this model has been fantastic for us. The first time we stocked these machines, we did Lifan engine, Kohler engine, and Honda engine. So we had 3 different types of machine, and we ended up making adjustments to them, which now we've only stocked in the Honda engine. And as well as our adjustments that we made on the first run, we now get those done from factory, already done. So stabilization, your teeth on the log lift have been adjusted, and then we've also beefed up the retract arm on the box wedge. So to get into this machine, you're still a 37-ton log splitter. This one is going to be a 20.8 horsepower Honda engine. You've got your 24-inch stroke. You've got the 5-inch cylinder with the 3-inch rod still. You're around a sub 6-second cycle time. We call it 6 seconds. It may be a little bit less. So you do get a fast cycle time out of this machine. You've got the box wedge with hydraulic wedge adjustment, and then you've got the 4-way and the 6-way as well. So overall, you've got all your wedges you need to run this machine efficiently. And you've got a bigger push block on this one than the HD, so it gets even bigger on your push block. You've still got the grips on there. You've got the retract arm that's beefed up, so you actually have solid metal rods that run through this retract arm. So that if you get any big logs, they get snagged, anything like that, it'll reduce the chances of bending this retract arm. Now on this log lift, like I said, you still get the teeth, so it helps grip those logs coming up on the log lift. You've got your hitch here that is actually lower, so lower profile. These jack legs are adjustable with a pin, so you can actually pull that pin out and go up with these legs, or actually flip them over and stow away from the top for transport. Now this splitter has the highway axles on it, rated up to 85 miles an hour. So you can pull this splitter down the highway versus the HD and the 37L are rated up to about 45 miles an hour, so back road kind of towing, moving it around the farm, whatever you may be doing. Now on this machine as well, you do have the hydraulic cooler in the back, so it's cooling the machine down while you're running. You've got your gas tank on the back, so it's separate. It's attached right now, so I'll show you guys some separate clips of that. Another thing is you've got a jack on this side, which I will clip in here. And then your frame gets even heavier than that 37 HD. So you still got that I-beam style frame. It's just a lot heavier duty. This one is going to be somewhat like your entry commercial in the import line. So this is a good way to get into a firewood business trying to stay on a budget. But you know, as far as imports, parts, things like that, I would have another splitter assigned to my business if I was going to go with an import like this. Something you just have as a backup if anything goes wrong. We are able to get parts for these machines. Sometimes it can be quick, sometimes it can take a little more time, being it is an import. So for this splitter, you can get in at $99.95, so right under 10 grand, and you can get into a box wedge splitter, which is great. Now, if you were to go with a US box wedge splitter, you know, those can get up to upwards of 15 grand plus. So it just kind of depends on your budget and what you're looking for. This splitter has done great for us. We've got great feedback from this machine, and I would highly recommend it on anybody on a budget looking to get into a box wedge splitter. Now, jumping over here to the Rima LS37 Pro with the conveyor, you've got all your same specs as the Rima LS37 Pro. All we've done is add a conveyor to this system that is hydraulic ran, so you've got hydraulic hoses going to where you can actually run it, and you've got a strap system to let it down. Now, I will go over here and show you guys kind of how this operates. So you let your valve down, crank down, lock it back in, crank up. Now you also have a valve over here on this side of the splitter to turn on the hydraulics to run the conveyor, which I will do a close-up of here in just a minute. Now, on our vertical log splitter, the Rima Super20, there has been a lot of talks of this machine online. I've seen in the firewood groups, and you know, guys say, well, why go with this when I can go get a Wolfridge 17VS, Wolfridge 17VSC, you know, the American-made vertical splitters. And it's simple. The price point really is that you're at $10,000 on this one versus jumping up, just like on the Rima LS37 Pro, you're at that $99.95 price point versus a box wedge machine being another $5,000, $6,000 or more, depending on the setup you go with. So this machine, it's done well. It's got about a 4.3 second cycle time. You've got the Honda engine on this one, 20.8 horsepower. You've got a 20-inch stroke on the back side with a live table on it. You've got your conveyor. You've got the log lift. So everything in a vertical is here on this machine. Now we do offer the light upgrade. So if you're working at night, you're working late, you know, we all run out of time in the day. We offer that upgrade, that way you can see at night. So it's got two LED pods mounted up top there with the wire running straight down here with a plug-in that goes straight to the battery. So we've offered that. You've got your removable gas can to go fill up, come back, plug in, get to work, ease of use. You've got your jack on this one, hitch. You do have a winch here for if you're getting any big logs, you want to bring them to the log table, saw them up right here. You've got a winch that you can actually retract out and bring some of those logs up, or if you need help getting logs up, whatever it may be. Now this one has the 4-inch cylinder with a 2.5-inch rod. So you kind of jump down in size there. But as far as this splitter, you still get plenty of power. You can adjust your cut for how you like your firewood cut. So I mean, you can cut anything from kindling all the way up to big firewood log pieces. So this one's great for splitting up big rounds all the way down to kindling. Now what we've done to the conveyor is we have actually added teeth, which I will show a close-up of on the conveyor on these catch bars that catch the logs. So we added teeth to help grip those logs and get them out of there. That way just speeds up your production so you can get those logs off the table, scripting the logs, sending them out. So that's kind of a shortcoming of other conveyors I've seen, is those logs sit there and they just turn and turn, and then you're having to go over there and move the logs, that kind of deal. So on the Super 20, that is all the specs on it. That kind of wraps up our standard line. Now, if you're looking to get even bigger than that, we do have the Rima RM500 Plus firewood processor, which has honestly been our best import firewood processor that we've come across. We've done a lot of testing. We've stocked a lot of different processors. And as far as imports, we've been very happy with that one. So we'll go over that one in another video, kind of doing a full rundown of that machine. And that one is at a $19,995 price point. So we'll go over that machine in a separate video and kind of show you guys the ins and the outs. And hopefully I summed up pretty clear as far as all of the specs and the different Rima models. So if there's any questions you guys have, comments, stuff like that, leave it down below. Let us know how we can improve from your side of things as far as what you would like to know about these machines and what you would like to see on these machines as far as testing. Y'all have a good one.